Culture.
Alright, y'all. No justice.
Yeah.
No justice.
XClan. Bill Cypher. 2020. Check. Satan's agenda and all its splendor. Human lives tossed in the chemical blender. I'm armed like the Winter Soldier, unpainted. OG-7, the liberational agent. Rolling deep cover, exposing a deep devil. No wager can quell the diabolical levels. Eternal rat race with man-made hurdles. Soldiers feminized, off-point, non-fertile. The whiz follow suit and try to fill our boots. We chase our own tails, defying the one truth. Nature speaks once, inevitable reality. Front if you want, but the guard set the font. And I'm living out the script, words bond off my lips. As expression from my vessel, I'm the captain of the ship. As I did time to miss an end. Devo, demon bully, no slack every time. Naga counter tilting, radiation melting away. Run to your horn and it's saying obey. Son, you thought you were in Spain, curfews and barricades turned south to lemonade. Worthless citizen, used up in time paid. Worthless like bodegas feeding poison to the hoods during worldwide plagues. Smoke runs and goodies, 10 forms of Kool-Aid. Dumbing out our children and altering DNA, just wicked and enslaved. You got to go back to 1776, burn up the page and everything they made. Descendants of Cain, running from the sun, you inherited shade. I'm God made, I'm mankind. The intro to your paperwork is played, and man, it's about time. Babylon living out the snake's desire. Ashes to dust, describe your empire like that.
Religion, art, sciences, government, writing, mathematics, astrology, philosophy, inventions, culture, speech techniques, raping of a people, subjecting blackness to an inhumane system, changing of facts, disgracing a nation, production of a white kryptonite, trespassing on most sacred ground, the hardship of hundreds of years. By the way, Vanglorious, this is protected by the red, the black, and the green. With the key, says he.
What's happening, party people? Welcome to Riot Starter TV on Friday nights. Listen, we are live. This is a rare thing for us to go live. Riot Starter TV on at night, period. But definitely on a Friday night, you know what I'm saying? But I wanted to take it back to hip hop, you know what I mean? Because back in the day, I'm from Bridgeport, Connecticut, as I always talk about, the tri-state area. And back in the day, I remember on Fridays and Saturday nights was the only time you was going to hear hip hop. Either you was going to listen to Chuck Chill Out or Red Alert, or he's gonna listen to Mr. Magic on BLS. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Kiss FM and BLS back in the day. But this next guest, this first guest for the night, we got a whole lot of hip hop happening tonight. But my man just came out with a new project. You just saw it, you know what I'm saying? My man, Brother J from XClan. I'm not gonna do no long introduction. I'm just gonna bring him on right about now. Brother J, come forward. What's happening, brother? We got you on mute, my brother. We got you on mute. Let me unmute you. We good. You here now. What's all good?
Right, peace and blessings, my Lord. Peace to God. How you, man?
Man, I'm feeling real good. I'm starting on Friday night with that new Brother J joint. That joint is hard. You know what I mean?
Thank you, my Lord. Thank you. That's my gift to the people, man, just to let them know that we cooking, you know?
Indeed.
I just wanted to give them something to build on and reflect on all of this craziness that's happening. Just put it into one place and just give them some lyrical form and energy, you know.
Word up, word up. So is that and I heard a couple tracks. I heard the joint you did with KRS. That shit is fire. You know what I'm saying? I heard a few other tracks. I want to know, is this from a new album, or what's the deal with that?
Speak the Truth, that came out a minute ago. I did 2 albums out here in California. I've been out in California like 20 years. And I'm originally from Brooklyn. So you know, so I did a stint of tours with Damian Marley, Insane Clown Posse, Tech Nine, Cottonmouth Kings were my label mates. And they used to tour all the time. So I went and toured other grids of music so I could learn how to build my brand in the future. You know what I'm saying? So that Speak the Truth was from an album I had called Return from Mecca.
Word.
And I did several joints with artists on there. It's the first time I really did collabos, but I brought the XClan back for the new millennium, because the new millennium presents different things to worry about as far as, you know, and concern about people. So I created the XClan Millennium Cypher, and I extended XClan out here with several producers and teachers to add to the circle.
No doubt. And you just said, because I'm like, you just said something so smooth and so quick that that to the naked ear, somebody might have missed it. You said you was touring with Damian Marley and the Insane Clown Posse. How does XClan go? I mean, I can see Damian Marley, but the Insane Clown Posse, tell me about that.
Well, I was learning markets at that time. I signed to a label named Suburban Noise right outside of Burbank. And Kevin Zinger, Brad X, and all of that whole crew, man, they really had a special brand. They had left Capitol Records and kept their audience base, which I thought was incredible. So I signed there as one of the first Black groups, and basically coming from hip hop, they knew who XClan was, but I didn't have to wear it on my sleeve there. It basically was, you know, what I had to do. So I submitted a demo. You know, I'm in the production mecca in LA, bro. You know what I'm saying? My demo was DJ, you know, Kalel.
No doubt. Yeah.
You know, Fat Jack and all kind of different people, man, that blessed me with tracks, Joseph Lineberg. So I had tracks up the ass, you know, as far as, you know, just, you know, giving that sound outside of sampling that XClan always did. And when I submitted it to the brand, it matched, because, you know, demos out here are big, dog. You know, you can be small time out here and your demo has to be solid because you're in the realm of production.
That's right.
So Damian Marley, Dan Alton, I forgot the brother's last name, but the manager of Damian Marley worked with my label mate, my label head. And he heard that the XClan was coming with a new album on the label. He said, yo, I'm putting together the Jam Rock tour. You know, why don't we have XClan and Damian Marley get together? And after I did that tour, then the Insane Clown Posse called, because they're in that circuit of touring. And most of those tours, people don't understand that most of those things are suburban when they move around. You never see, you know, a Damian Marley at the hood spot, you know, performing and doing whistles. Is usually outside on the outskirts, if it's not in the center of the city or something, like on an MTV thing or something, you know?
Right.
So I was learning that grid rather than the same grids that I had toured all the game with KRS and, you know, with Dead Prez or whatever they would, you know, predict that we would be. I thought it would be good to just throw it all the way off and really just test the hip hop in me, where I don't have to push the message of our people, like, you know, like, fuck with us because Black people are in struggle. That's not how I approach when I do my music and my audience. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to gather resources and understanding about what's happening. And if you have power to assist, then that's on you to open it up. So that was the perfect place for me to see in that suburban unit. Those fans are still loyal to this day. We talk about 2006, I was doing this. Between that and 2010, you know what I'm saying? So I had a whole other chapter, you know, of XClan and still traveling, you know, because I'm attached to the underground out here. So, you know, as long as I open my door, you know, there's always room to perform out here in the West, man. We got 3/4 weather all, you know, all year round. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like the winter comes and everybody go to the crib and and hold down till spring. It ain't like that out here. So it was good to be able to rub elbows with different grains of artists. And Insane Clown Posse they run an empire, brother. They got a wrestling league. They got a they got a festival every year called the Gathering that they gather people from all over the country in a secret location. They Dave Chappelle it every year, but on a big Burning Man scale. So you imagine I'm touring with cats where I'm like, I would love to do that for my core audience, because that's not my core audience. The Juggalos became part of my family because they supported me, bro. People, the Juggalos are the following behind Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't. They're not groupies. They're not any of that. I respect them. They really had their thing together, like Fight Club, to me. You know what I'm saying? They had their own language and symbols and things that you can recognize, and not to be on the snitching of their system, but I just admire it. And it reminded me of Black Watch, because that's how we were. Everybody couldn't join Black Watch. Cats came to us and failed, a lot of times and shit. So, it wasn't always, the bells and whistles that they think, with a movement, my Lord, you got to weigh everything and everybody, man.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying?
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
That what you talking about right there is dope, because of the fact that that's the approach that we tried to make with organizing. You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that you got everybody trying to do the same thing, trying to go the same way, coming up with the same programs, the same style and all that. What I respect about what you're saying is you approached it as a science. And that's what it sounds like Insane Clown Posse was doing. You know what I mean? Folks get caught up in this little following that we have on social media. You know what I mean? So they think that your particular network is your net worth, when in reality it's 8 billion people on the planet. You know what I'm saying? So you stuck with what, a few clicks and cadres are talking about, and you won't eat. So I commend and applaud you because of the fact that you took the brand that you all had back in the 90s, you know what I'm saying, and got that pink Cadillac and drove it all way into
Omaha and Dakota and all kinds of crazy stuff. But I just learned differently, man, because they were able to network with promoters that would be like me and you. So that's like, I have an artist, I'm sending them to Atlanta. I'm sending them, to New York to somebody else that's in our network. And that grew to be a 30-city grid. And then, people had their resources together. You don't have to, deal with the commercial stereotype of what hip hop is. You can do whatever you want to do and just get like minds to build the grid. And I needed to see that was possible in the new millennium, because so much of old hip hop, as far as the structuring, the promoting, everything changes, as it should. You know what I'm saying? But my thing was, what was it? And I had to go see it for myself. I said, how can I look? I would have came to Suburban Noise and been like, yo, I'm ready to run a label. I done been through the game, 15, 20 years at that time. So I'm like, yo, I'm ready to run a brand. And I said, before I even put myself out there, let me see if I want to do that. Let me see the market for myself. So I go into their grid and I'm saying, well, look, if I'm a kid from Brooklyn that never been to any of these parts, nobody know me, is my music dope enough to rock?
Right. Yes, sir. Right on. I
did over 4 years of touring in that circuit, my Lord. I was in early Tech 9, before the Areola songs and all of that, when he was chopping.
That's right.
And killing cats, and had the best performance in hip hop, in my opinion, bro.
Yeah. Nah, they don't know about that. Yeah,
they don't know about
that was Hungry Tech 9 right there. And that's there
you go, man. Yeah. It's changed. And respect, because he's reached a platform that he can do that.
Without a doubt. No question.
It's always my brother, but I know when he started,
what it looked like.
I've never seen so many white folks on time with chops.
Right.
Like a whole room full of what's the guy, Yellow Wolf or whatever. What's the dude with them? A whole room of them keeping on time with Tech 9, rhyming to a machine gun chop, bro. I was blown away. The lighting, all little areas of show that I forgot about that counted. You know what I'm saying? I said, now I get to expand my show and teach
perform now. Right. It's a show. It's a show. It's not just you getting up there spitting. And that. Yeah. So, I mean, for cats that's checking it out, right? Because of the fact that you know, it's still XClan. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You in this whole different arena. You know what I'm saying? With a whole different types of crowds, and in many cases, I probably would argue that probably some of your biggest venues perform through these systems. Correct?
Correct, brother.
How were you able to maintain? You know what I'm saying? Because they know who you are. They always know who we are. So it's like, you know, it ain't like the shit disappeared. You couldn't just become
right.
Puffy with a shiny suit.
I'm not one of y'all. I'm a special guest. And this was the one thing that I had to put as a scientist to say, look, most times with ICP songs, they're schooling their new audience to where they liked hip hop from.
Right.
All right. So I'm an originator.
True indeed.
All right. I was the one who, you know, I'm one of the pioneers of in hip hop, where I can come and say, look, I could rock a house if you put me in front of a wedding party, dog, or you know, wherever it is. We were born with hip hop rhyming from basements to church auditoriums and all kind of stuff. So why wouldn't I be able to rock some suburban kids that listen to Tupac and Biggie and other black artists? I'm not acting like these kids are not, you know, like they are oblivious. You'll go to an ICP concert and then also go to a Black Alicia show.
That's right.
And you'll also go to an Ice Cube if you can get in. And if you feel funny, then y'all will gather money and invite Ice Cube to your spot. That's how I was learning that as well.
Word.
So I maintain by being able to continue to be myself. I don't have to over-enforce the red, black, and green flag. You don't even know what that is. You don't even know who a Marcus Garvey is. And I'm not here to impress you.
That ain't what I came for.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not what I'm here for.
To join the movement. Man. I'm here to show you that black artistry in this original form is dope.
Man.
And y'all gonna rock with us. And bro, we've always had an invitation to perform in those houses, man, to this day. And everybody doesn't make it. I've seen cats get booed. Yeah. Oh, when you get booed by a Juggalo, bro,
it's a whole nother program.
Beef experience, bro.
Yeah. It might get physical, and you ain't the one initiating.
It's creative. It's creative. Put it that way. They don't have to get hand physical to make you feel that you're not welcome in their house.
True indeed.
You know what I'm saying? So we survived the pit. XClan survived that. That's documented, my lord. And big ups to the Juggalos out there. You know what I'm saying? They are a different breed of people, because it wasn't, you know, I'm a black dude, you're a white dude. It wasn't that. It was like, yo, you don't know how to respect our customs. You know what I'm saying? If you in Mad Max and you get into the pit with the kids with the white paint and shit on them, riding them cars and shit, you got to have something in relation to keep your wig. You know what I'm saying?
On the real.
And as we are travelers, we always read about African power moving globally and universally. Why wouldn't I be able to rock some Juggalos from California to New York and rotate and do whatever, bro? We capable of anything as far as how we know the real story of our people, man. So I was honored, you know.
Hey, man, you said something a few minutes ago, man. You said you don't have to over red, black, and green it, and I'm glad you said that, because of the fact that, like I said, back to the whole organizing tip for us. It's rare that you see me with red, black, and green anything on. You know what I'm saying? And I say that not as disrespect to the colors. You know what I'm saying? The colors are ingrained, but I don't have to keep telling you who I am. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's already, like you said, it's already documented. I don't have to have a red, black, green bandana on. I ain't got to throw my fists up. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, most of my gear, it might not even look like, you know, if you don't look close enough, you might not even see the Africa symbol on it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But your memory, to not to cut you off, my lord, but to connect to what you're saying, their memory of those black people are intelligent and they know how to rock the house. That's the only impression that I have to leave. I didn't curse on your stage. I didn't want to pull out my gun. I didn't threaten to bend your mama over and do whatever. I didn't have to work. I didn't insult your area coming in. Yet I rocked the house and rumbled the walls in this bitch, and you will remember me.
That's right.
And that's all I had.
And he made some purchases on the way out. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
You know, I got some. Yeah. Now speak on it. Speak on it. More importantly, you know.
Yes, exactly.
I got some family call it reminders, right? The Reminders is a husband and wife team, and they survive just on what you talking about on tours. So you catch them at all these big arenas, whether they're touring with Nas or Lauren or I forgot the group name that they're made up of some of the folks from the Jamaicans, the Born Jamaicans. Out of DC. I can't think of their name, but they got a whole new group, and it's like they're touring big arenas and whatnot. But the Reminders, you know, that like you said, they're not cussing on their joints, you know, but they're dope. And after the shows, I've been to a few of their joints on their tours, man. After the shows, they got crowds around the corner because they've been introduced to these new audiences. So that right there, like you said, it is an incredible science because of the fact that it separates those who eat from those who don't eat.
Correct.
You know what I mean? It's folks like you and Wise Intelligent who have been consistent with the lyrics from jump. Yeah. So folks would be like, if they ain't following hip hop, go, oh, he's still rhyming? Is he still rhyming? Nah, he's whipping.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? They and that's the mark that we have to have. We can't be predictable. You know what I'm saying? It would have been predictable for me. Look, the creator stopped me from doing tours that I was trying to say, look, get me and KRS together and put us on the 30 city tour.
Right.
Or let's get Public Enemy and do this and that. That's predictable. You feel me? Those things happen. But in that moment, I need to let the universe tell me something different to say, go hit this run.
No doubt.
And see what it is. And when I went to a label that's off grid, I didn't go to too many labels. I probably knocked on two doors.
Right.
And then, you know, the manager found a place that was brand new. And in my history, you know, I saw it as like rush management. You know what I'm saying? Where now if I work, now I could say, yo, Wise, let me produce an album for you.
That's right.
You know, I got distribution now. You know, out of these 30 cities, me doing them, I know you can handle 5 or 10.
Right.
You can't handle certain areas because I know some of my brothers are heavy. And I'm not saying Wise is or isn't, but just giving an example. Right. I can invite you, but if you over red, black, and green it or try to impress something
they ain't gonna be ready. They ain't gonna be ready.
You're not gonna win.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just bottom line. But if you want to continue, I don't have to water down because my lyrics are that. I'm not going to change my lyrics up.
Right. Right.
So you're now rocking to the lesson. That's the whole quality of funkin' lesson.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? I'm rocking. I don't have to have a pulpit and say it like this, and everybody join together. It's already in my content.
You did the little Jamal, make them dance to your ministry.
That's exactly what it is. That's what the gods do, my Lord. You know, it has all the elements. It has all the sweet. Yeah, that's rocking. And then when you get back, you say, oh, snap, what's this?
Word.
What's that? What's this? On your own time. When you're at the party, you still get to enjoy positive vibration. That does count. And there is a difference. I'm living proof. To go through that circuit as many times as I have, bro. You like we talked about the Tech 9 tour. Who would attempt to do conscious music in an arena like that unless you had the bomb? You got to, my Lord.
It's only a few people that could pull that off. That's like some Public Enemy or somebody. A Public Enemy could get with NWA or Ice Cube or whatever, because that was that. It had that degree of resistance, that degree of what hip hop culture is. You know what I'm saying, and what it was meant to be. You mentioned Rush, and one thing, man, I give Russell credit for, because he was coming in as a pioneer when he was doing what he was doing. No clubs was allowing hip hop music. Many folks don't know that a lot of the venues he used, he had to go to the gay community, to the gay clubs, in order to even get some stage play. You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that a lot of these other folks, they wasn't having it. So you was introduced to new venues based on that. And it had nothing to do with, you know, just it's a soul spot or none of that type of stuff, because folks wasn't taking the chance on hip hop like that.
But that's funny. Before they were gay clubs, they were house music hubs.
Absolutely. Right on.
Okay. It's not to be claimed like they were gay clubs. They were house music. And that was a renegade sound.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
That was an underground sound in New York. So it wasn't a gay thing. It was the underground. That's where he went to. Where else you gonna go to get underground?
Exactly, without a doubt. And that was that transformation. But that is how they defined it in order to come with the whole separation of to divide it out the gate. You know what I'm saying? So saying no, it ain't this, it's that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. It wasn't gay clubs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Most of the gay dudes that was going to house clubs was going to either dance or do drugs. It was an underground spot where you can just be whatever. And like they do in their world where they say free love or whatever it is, yo man, enjoy yourself in your pocket. That's your world, that's your thing. I'm here with some other people. I'm here listening to the thump jungle type sounds in this place. So this is not a gay club. This is New York is a melting pot. So you got everything in every spot.
And he was able to mesh that. You know what I'm saying? He's able to bring it together. And where the lines was blurred, it became, like you said, just that one line. So a lot of these hip hop clubs was born out of that because of the fact that they were smart enough to, smart enough to brand it. Even with a lot of these, I'm forgetting some of the joints back in the day, like the Tunnel and a lot of these other different joints. It was the say it again.
The Tunnel was the lick. That was
indeed.
That was an old train tunnel for real. Yeah. In the club.
Word.
Built out into a club. I love theme spots like that. The Limelight. Was it the Limelight, the one that was a church in New York? I don't know if you're familiar with New York.
Yeah. That was like what, 87, 88, somewhere around 89?
Something like that through the early 90s, because I was still too young to be moving around, but you hear things.
Yeah.
And that's what Architect was for us. He was the pass to the clubs. We was too young, but he had the pass to all kind of different clubs because he was the Latin Quarter dude and whatnot.
No doubt.
So Blackwatch, we was learning from him the club scene and the hip hop scene and introducing behind the curtain a lot of different artists and whatnot.
I want to touch on that because of the fact that we talked to Dice, shout out to Dice out there.
Indeed,
Paradise Great. You know what I'm saying? Yep. We talked to him recently. We had him, Pete Nice, and what's my man name from the Hip Hop Museum? Rocky Bucano. So yes, we had all them on the show. And so he was talking about a lot of about how that thing came about with the whole shows and all that type of stuff. So I want to take a step back because I can't have you on the show and we not go through the history of XClan. You know what I mean? And we can't have the history of XClan without Blackwatch. We can't have Blackwatch without Sonny Carson. You know what I'm saying? So we need to, I want to rewind this because there's a lot of new hip hoppers out here. And unfortunately, oftentimes, and I'm not saying everybody because I know there's some folks who are serious about the culture, but oftentimes there's folks that come along and, for example, I was listening to an interview by this cat, Kodak Black, and they said, man, yeah, you know who Earl Dirty Bastard is, right? Dude said, yeah, that's the midget, right? The midget with the patch on his eye.
Yeah.
So he.
That's crazy. Their history is backwards.
Yo, I was fucked up. I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? You missed
who's
mixing.
teaching them, my lord? Who's teaching them? I mean, in the new millennium, they don't have necessary.
But it's the same about and it's the same about our history, period. Yes. It's not necessary. You got Google, you got social media. Yeah. You the new Yui. Yeah. So I wanna I wanna talk about XClan, like how did that whole thing come about from your eyes, and how old were you? Because of the fact that I know you have to be a month younger than me. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. I'm a 70s baby and whatnot. So
indeed.
I joined the movement coming out of high school, like mid 80s. I was like 15, maybe 16. And we weren't really official until probably like 89 in the music world. I didn't go to the movement to join to do music things. I was there training. It was a black, militant thing. And Lumumba, Professor X had brought it together for the eldest children and then exceptional talent to come into a place. It was used to be like a little circle that we used to have at his crib.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when we first started, there was only me, Architect, Shaft, Master China, maybe some of the Monk's House. The Monk's House was the Scientific Combat School. That was Lumumba's cousin, Master China, who run that, from day one, who was the founder of that system in science.
So this is a martial arts.
Yes, it's a martial arts school.
Scientific combat.
Masters obtaining natural knowledge and skills.
Okay.
And it's a scientific combat school founded by Master China, Gregory Scott.
Okay.
And that's
Word.
Lumumba's cousin. Sometimes you'll see him in the video. I think he may be doing the bow staff or kicking the gate. People have been to our shows when we open up. Master China's doing the bow staff full armament on stage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, these are elements that we had, in our cipher. So Blackwatch was like bringing the eldest children and then different houses together, just as Sonny Carson had did with elders, bringing their houses together. If you were Muslim, if you were Israelite, if you were Masonic, whatever it was, he was bringing all the elders, because Black nationalism is the nucleus, the common denominator of all of us. We're oppressed. No matter what thought system you practice, we are all under, we are all oppressed. So Lumumba brought that into music and hip hop, and he was looking for someone who was able to do that as like the funkin' lesson that I described. Yes. You feel what I'm saying? Something that comes in seamless. That's not like over your head. If you heard funkin' lesson somewhere, you wouldn't be able to tell what we look like. You know what I'm saying? If you heard the word or grand verbalizer, you would think like, yo, this hip hop is banging. And then you see the videos and be like, oh shit, like Wang. And that's what the Blackwatch was. We were a combination of an ancestral African and modern day movement African. It's all ours. Who
Right.
says that we have to look or dress a way? We can wear it all. I don't need to wear 50 pounds of gold chains. I can wear, sacred shells, stones that cost more than whatever the hell you talking about, if it's a monetary thing or whatever, but I wear it for energy. I'd rather invest in something, my pieces last me 30 years.
That's right.
You keep them clean and you keep them rocking. I don't have to go to the jeweler. Why wouldn't you want to be in something like that? So we tried to impress that. So all of that was in the Blackwatch at that time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We were all learning from different aspects of the city. As I said, New York is a melting pot. So you got all kind of different people. Then we were doing the rallies with Sonny Carson and stuff first, with the elders. When they say come, we come, so we're standing with them when they're doing the lectures to the people, because we're not popular for music. So it wasn't no groupie thing. We would just, we'd be on security. So it looked like similar to what a Nation of Islam would look like, what I'm saying? Or Moors in position for security. That's how we looked, and our crowns and stuff. That wasn't made for music.
That's right.
All right. So the costume. Yeah, exactly. It wasn't costume for us. This was every day. You see us, my girl be holding the crown. I'm playing ball, locks flowing, doing my thing, get off the court. I'm rocking, it's every day for me, my Lord. It wasn't put on for them. And that's what I loved about this particular movement, because the more loyal I was to it, the more that we can do things like that. And that gave people this sense of looseness. I know why they like XClan music-wise, but it also gave y'all a sense of looseness, that you don't have to be so uniform that you over red, black, and green it.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Like we said earlier, quote unquote. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. There's so many aspects of blackness. Don't be predictable. What I'm saying? But be respectful of what it is, and have a definition of what you wear. Just don't flip it on. What I'm saying? You couldn't put on our crown and stuff and just walk up the street like, yo, I made one. No, it's not that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And we had to
get your wig pushed back. Right.
Oh yeah, man. You got to. You got to. Think about how many organizations. If you like the Masonic ring, do you think you can go to the store and just say, "Hey, I like the blue one or the green one. Let me rock that."
Safer.
Put the fez on and do whatever. Same thing. Nation of Islam. Anything.
Yeah. Get a sunroof knocked in your head. Yeah.
Exactly, my Lord. People need to know their commitment lines, and that's what Blackwatch was to me. It was a commitment for me not to wear my ego and rap.
Right.
I would like to be a messenger for this movement. So we were the first of the messengers for the movement, not MCs.
That's right.
We were messengers of the movement, and we wanted that to be something that spread, because there were elders all over the country trying to figure out, like, how can I get something that's equivalent to the bang they getting in hip hop? How can they do that? Because spoken word is different.
Yeah,
you know.
You was definitely an MC. You was a messenger of consciousness. You know what I'm saying? Not just the EMCEE. You know what I mean? So that that's a different joint. But let me ask you this real quick, because it's like we definitely want to get back to to XClan because and Black Watch, but I want to because we've mentioned Sonny Carson a couple different times, Abubakari. So if you don't mind, give us a little brief bio on who Abubakari Sonny Carson was.
Abubadika.
Abubadiki. I'm jacking.
Yeah, no doubt. But also look, Sonny was like a powerful uncle to me. You know, I had a father in the order, so I didn't need to be adopted by him in that fashion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he adopted us into the liberation movement, and I'm eternal for that. And thank you. You know what I'm saying? And the type of things that he has done through the years as an intelligent black man, you know, just shutting down a lot of BS that happens on our street. And I don't have to get specific because everything's not for that. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be what you have to be in order to ensure peace. No one's gonna give it to us and hand it to us at our doorstep, man. And I learned that more through him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so happy that Lumumba shared his father in that nature to us. We had at a time frame we had to earn to even meet this brother. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, hey, this is my pops and such and such and such. Yo, it's not that. You imagine if Malcolm was living the type of security and, you know, the type of caliber of people that are around him. You know, my brother got this little Boy Scout, Girl Scout thing, the Black Watch, you know, we had to earn. So, you know, once we started, you know, branching up, Sonny gave us more love and started opening the door to when he was doing the film and what he did with gangs at that time by merging them, you know, and, you know, just different keys that we needed while we were addressing hip hoppers, gangsters, whatever the hell the hip hop generation encompasses. We're addressing all of that. So we earned the right for their wisdom to add on to ours, just like our movements do. We're taking the tactics and the knowledge of then and saying, well, this doesn't work anymore. And this will, you know, it evolves.
Yes.
So when you earn the right for that knowledge to be passed, then that's a whole different thing. And that's what Sonny was for us. You know, when he accepted us, that opened up a plethora of knowledge from other elders that had been around him. And, you know, and it was solid. That's what made the movement solid, because we had eldership there. It wasn't like, you know, the new Sonny Carson movement and I'm going to do it better than my pops. You know, the problem that cats have to this day, you know, coming
Boy,
from,
look at here.
Yeah, they, you know, you're battling and debating and stuff. You know, your teachers wouldn't go for that.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? What are y'all battling about? Y'all better figure out what's real and what's not. Y'all been reading so much plagiarized material.
Hey man,
so many years, you don't even know who's who. You
don't know what's real and what's Memorex.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? And we don't control the press, so you know, Crawley can be under the guise of another name somewhere, and you practicing, you know, some other business. You know what I'm saying? So you know, we be better bringing it back to our understanding and rhythm knowledge, that is, by having those elders and being able not to go to Google and have that living being with the true and living science give it to us, and being able to earn that. It means more when the manual is handed to you and there's a conversation with it and you're not trying to figure it out and make it something else. You know what I'm saying? That's what Black Watch was, and Sonny Carson offering that to us as far as a premier Black nationalist, not only for Brooklyn, but he was respected globally, you know, for what he was saying. You know what I'm saying? He was standing up against different races that were basically investing in our downfall. You know, reminding people, yo, we have to own our own corner stores. Way back then, you know what I'm saying? We have to be able to do our own films and things when we want to, you know, these type of things. But without the people getting behind them in full with resource, you know, you can believe all day. That's like liking a thumb. But when, you know, you're hitting the little internet thing. But when you come with that bread and say, yo, we strong, we can basically buy this side of Brooklyn right now.
That's right.
You know, and start to build our own Wakanda, basically. That's the kind of thinking that he was on back at those times. And making sure that our streets were clean of anything that disturbed the peace as much as we could. You can't save the world, my lord.
Word up. You know, one thing that's important about what you're saying as well, when you talk about Sonny Carson, I think that that transformation was sort of like the Malcolm situation. Yes. Because when you go back and check out the education of Sonny Carson as far as the film, it's like two different people. You know what I'm saying? And all the sampling that took place, all the hip hop artists that sampled, that sampled. Yeah.
Because those dudes are funny shit. A lot of the people in that film were really like that. You know what I'm saying? And they captured their personality. When I met Akbar, God bless, you know what I'm saying? This dude used to ride a horse through the hood and Bed-Stuy, dog. You know what I'm saying? On a regular day. You understand me?
Right.
You know, and you pulling up, you know, what is a cop gonna say? On a horse or in the car? Yo, it's not like you don't have the right. If you run your turf and you have an understanding with the authorities around, that's the movement and the freedom that I'm talking about that I was witnessing. Now, I'm meeting those dudes in the movie older now, and I'm coming in like their age when they met Sonny.
Right.
You understand me? So you imagine what kind of knowledge I'm receiving, you know, saying from these phenomenal people, my Lord.
Yes.
I wouldn't even did rap. If I wasn't good, I would just stayed in my lane, kept training in the arts as we did. But I wouldn't have had to be all in this limelight and all of that. I would have been writing books for these cats. Some of them are on now, unique situations, man. I really, you know, that hip hop can blind you, my Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Jay, I say that all the time. It's like if we could do it over, it wouldn't even be no limelight. You know what I'm saying? It'd be strictly underground. And I think that, and I'm not trying to compare our work, but it is the same because of the fact that you came in as an organizer. You know what I'm saying? You came in with a revolutionary mindset, and even with your works, it's still revolutionary. One of the things that I think that we both have in common is the fact that we had OGs who they didn't ask us to play this role. They said you must play this role. This is who you must be, and that's the difference. That's the difference between a lot of these cats right now.
Right.
You are selected, but you sometimes selected by the state. You know what I'm saying? You almost elected. We have been selected by the OGs and said this is the work that you must carry on. So it's not a choice. You know what I mean? So
that's
when
why we have a problem with it.
Yeah.
All right. It's not what you sounding and what you doing. It's like you didn't even wait for the baton to be passed and you running the
Not
track.
at all. Not at all.
Than me, and the game is passing the baton on, because if we don't, someone's getting between us to create a deep generational gap.
That's right.
Okay. So we was trying to say, wait a minute, yo, you got to get the big up. I would love KRS to be able to ordain a little baby and say, yo, baby,
it's your turn.
I done seen this dude rock parties, clubs, you know, underground, whatever. He got my stamp.
No doubt.
Not like a Nas giving love to Nas X. That's not even in your lane.
It's not even the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all professionally creating some other baton. What was Nas supposed to be accepting and letting Lil Nas in? Like, you took my name and put some thing around it and put a different theme, and I'm supposed to be on. That's
nothing in common. Right.
That's not what we do it.
Right.
So when now he flips, your stamp is with him.
Approved by you.
You as good as Puffy talking about you did that or whatever that was. You the same element as that.
That's right.
That's not what we got into this with, my Lord. If he gonna be Lil Nas, you gotta be ill, dog. You got a lot of stuff within that name in the game, or just be MC Woody with the cowboy shit or something. Do something.
And you know what? No disrespect to Nas. You know what I'm saying? And we love Nas. Nas. No, I'm just saying Nas is definitely a lyricist. He that dude on that tip. But he do, you know what I'm saying? He come with some confusing shit every now and then himself. So I can see.
Exactly.
Right.
And I want to say that because people take things on the internet and go wherever.
That's right.
I'm not dissing Nas.
Right.
He's in a tier where the politics are different.
It's fact.
I didn't choose to go there, so I don't know, you know, what it requires. Like, yo, you got a record coming up. Oh, little kid named Nas wearing cowboy hat, whatever. My son sings that song, or whatever it is, or my grandson, whatever it is.
Yeah, you got the crowd.
He might have did it like that and not known about the devil shoes and the tongue kiss and the this and that. It just might have been a project on the thing with a check attached, like, yo, you got something to do in the studio. I don't know. Yeah. But it's a professional mistake.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Because he's coming from. You see how he gave his flowers to Rakim.
That's right.
Okay. So
That's right.
Rakim could say, yo, man, you took the style
That's right.
somewhere that none of us could go. You
That's right.
right next to the president of rap every day.
Yeah.
You
Every
know,
day. Yeah.
you feel
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So you did something right with the style that represents that side of Queens and Long Island, dog. You took it to a whole different blast.
So that's a different take. Now, I like the fact that you're saying that because of the fact that when you look like, and I kind of want to touch on Jay-Z, right? When you look at Jay-Z, here it is a cat who, for all practical purposes, is about 9 months younger than Kane. Right. Now, folks would think that it's from two different eras. The thing is, Jay has been able to, like yourself, on the branding tip, he's been able to take his brand and parlay it, and he knew how to jump in with whoever the latest cat on and almost parasitically latch on, but they wanted that. It's a mutual thing. It's like, you know, I want to come dance with you. Oh shit, Jay want to dance with me, so you're gonna dance because of the fact that you feel like you're there now. How has it been with how do you feel about working with newer artists yourself, coming from you know, the road you traveled and all that? Are there any younger artists that you've collabed with or looking to collab from? And that's a question from Minister Server. Shout out to Minister Server, who's in the chat right now. You know what I mean? He was supposed to be on here, but his phone started acting up. So we're gonna talk bad about him. But go ahead.
Yeah, give him my respect, man. Give him my respect. I love Server, man.
No doubt. No doubt.
I have handpicked really what I want to deal with as far as young artists. You know, I give them props. Like on some of the podcasts that I do, I had one last time, like the best artists within the last 10 years. All right. Because first we did 5, but there wasn't enough selection to really say, yo, this is somebody that'll be a game changer, that'll be around, you know, another 10, 15 years. Like I didn't see a Drake. I didn't see, you know, people like that I could say, yo, that's going to work. All right. So we went back 10 years and, you know, names like Kendrick, you know, came to my plate. And then seeing one of the babies, I don't know if it was Little or Duh or whatever the hell was going on, but I saw a video that they did where the trap that they was flipping was based around what was happening in the streets. And I thought that was creative. All right. I know his catalog is not that, but it kind of gave me hope to see like, yo, there probably is a Black Thought who rhymes in that cadence. That would be dope. And I'm waiting to see that. I want to see a Lauren who controls the tempo of today. And it's not just based on trap, you know, it's based on the bigger production of today versus the analog sound that we were dealing with then. Your kits can be powerful as hell to make bigger music now. The artist really has to be able to ride the Bronco to make an impression, and not just with you try to get that past really writing and creating and learning how to drop and play with your tones and really use the breath control. So I'm looking for something that rhymes like that before I say, yeah, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. No.
Nah, and that's I mean that's key what you're saying, because of the fact that it's not just about hooking up with anybody and just jumping on just for the sake of doing it. You know what I mean? It's a difference in like what you're saying from the touring standpoint. Touring is one thing, you know what I'm saying? But when you're talking about signing on, you know what I mean? This ain't a one night stand. This is like an historical moment. You know what I'm saying? When you produce it, you're producing a child now. You know what I'm saying?
Well, look, I just did a record with Casual and Tri-State.
Word.
All right. And when you would say, you know, the New Jack or whatever, but those dudes are veteran monsters, right? To me. Yes, that's the kind of caliber records I like. Like I know when everybody throws their lyrics in the pot, I'm not gonna be disappointed. I don't have to call and say, don't do this, don't do that, or whatever the case may be. They're builders.
You're dealing with professionals.
You know yeah, so that's what I like to ride. So when the record was done, and Madlib's brother did the track, so I'm already knowing in a time capsule this is going to be an underground classic when people's kind of dig up the relic. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't have the broadcast of the major, the Universal, this and that. You know, I'm not on it like that. I know the underground circuit moves differently. I know how people will gravitate to that record, and I feel it because it came back to me in the street. When you release it from the studio and it comes back to you in the street, like, yo, I heard such and such and such. You doing your job.
Check it out, brother Jay. Check it out, man. You know what I'm saying? You and I, we could talk all goddamn night. You know what I'm saying? Because it's cool like that. Yeah. So what I want to do is this. I don't think the audience knows. First of all, I want you to give them your contact. So how can they support any Brother J or XClan projects? Let's start with that first.
All right. Just gather up at the XClan Worldwide. I created little hubs on the Facebooks and the mediums that people practice. I have several platforms that I advertise through that medium. So when they click onto our Instagram, they'll see the different places and platforms that we're set. Again, right. I'm not out to push the project. We're still in production with our documentary. We're still finishing up some things that we want to release sonically. Even that piece is just a little shard of what we have to offer. That was something just from our production table. But just go to XClan Worldwide or Bro J XClan, and that way I'll be giving updates. I usually drop updates on different things, like even interviews like this, different videos and stuff that we drop. We getting ready to do a video for Verbal Milk right now, just for the fan base of the 90s.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just to really jog the older crowd, and then some of the cats that know our newer stuff, like Prison and Space People, stuff like that. There's a lot of music that both generations have missed from us. So I want to give time for people to kind of catch up, and they'll catch up on XClan Worldwide on all the platforms. And if you don't see them, just go to Bro J XClan, BROJ XClan, and they can catch up to speed on where we at and what we're doing.
Hey man, I want to thank you for coming on, joining us, number one, and for the viewers out there who've been faithfully checking us out. You know what I'm saying? And we already know Brother Jay's dope. So what's happening is in about 10 minutes or less, we'll be moving on to Renegade Culture, because it's Renegade Culture at 9 p.m. And our guest on Renegade Culture tonight is going to be Daddy-O from the group Stetsasonic, the band called Stet. You know what I mean? So we having a classic hip hop night tonight. So we're gonna have Daddy-O on next on Renegade Culture. But also, I was like, you know what, man? I ain't gonna have that much time to talk to Brother Jay. So I hollered at my brother. I'm like, yo, man, listen, man, I'm lacking a co-host tonight for Renegade Culture. Can we get some double time in? My man said, my Lord. What did you say, brother?
I said, my Lord, it's all good. Let's get it.
Okay, so we're going to be back in a few ticks at 9 p.m. We're going to log out of here, and we're going to head over to Renegade Culture. If you're not familiar, if it's your first time coming through, go to Black Power Media on YouTube, Black Power Media on YouTube. Also, the link is in the chat right now. You can click on that, and you can meet us over there at 9 p.m. EST. Brother Jay's on the West Coast right now, so it's going to be 6 p.m. EST over there, you know what I mean? So so
6 minutes.
Without a doubt. 6 minutes, Brother Jay, you're on. You're listening to Riot Starter TV. We'll be right back at you. See you at Renegade Culture. Yes, salute, brother.
Power.
Yes, sir.
Bless.
Yes.